Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today is episode 326. I am doing the second video of the day. It is December 1st. Welcome to December, everybody. It is my birthday month. Lots of fun things happen here. It is freezing cold in Florida. It's going to be down into the 40s the next three mornings. I am still wearing long leggings, if you can believe that, and Ugg boots. So I think it got to be like 68 degrees this afternoon. But I have had a busy coloring day because I had to get the conversion chart done. I should have made sure I finished it yesterday because I told myself it was not going to go with me into December unfinished. But it is now finished. I'm so relieved. It's fun to try new things, and that is a new thing that is not the thing for me. I am not a conversion person. Not my thing. But I hope that what I have created does help people who are wanting to get into coloring with, maybe they own the Starjoy Golds, which is what that whole conversion project was about. So this is my haul for November. I bought mostly supplies for the coloring group, which started in November. It was a lot of fun, has been a lot of fun, and I have had new people and a lot of interest in it, so it has been just a really busy coloring month for me. Not everything that I have to share with you today was something that I actually had to buy. So that's kind of fun. All right, so the first thing I use for storage of my own personal set of prangs, I use an open, slotted, non-zippered case that holds all of my pencils. It's a 50 slot, but it costs like $6.80 or so on Amazon. And you're supposed to put it in a 3-ring binder, so it has the 3-ring holes in it. So I have been looking diligently over the last year after coloring class started, trying to find an upgrade to my current storage. I use these little baggies. I think I did a video, a long time ago now, a year and a half ago maybe, where I bought a dozen, maybe even more than a dozen, of these zippered pouches for under $2 a bag. And this particular size holds the 50 set of prangs pretty well. They're divided. But after class is over, I don't let anybody put their stuff away. It's up to me to put it all away. So I really wanted to switch to the open-ended elastic bands. So I found on Temu, where I bought my Marie's pencils, a pencil case for the Marie's. It's 168 slots exactly for them. And I noticed something about this case. I do like that I keep my Marie's in the 7 trays that comes with it, and it's in its cardboard box, but I still had this in mind. So I revisited it. It's been in my shopping cart forever. And I noticed that it does have one. I didn't know this was fixed. I knew that it had removable sleeves. So each sleeve is 48. So it's 12 per side, and it's double-sided. Mine is 25 a side, and it's also double-sided. So that shape that mine was isn't the best for the drawers that I put them in. But these little compact butterfly wing sleeves that come out, you get 3 of these sleeves, and then sadly there is one fixed sleeve that I could cut out and maybe use for projects for myself. I still can use these. So I started out with this size and then a 120. And the 120 had only one separated set of wings, and then 3 of these fixed in with the case. So I actually sold those to one of my coloring group members because she wants to be able to have the shape, and the size of it was a little different than this, and it just worked for her, and it was only like $10. This is around $13.75 or something. So let's show you what this looks like. So I've already tested out one and have since bought 2 more. In class, we have never used the metallics and the neons, and if we ever do a special session where I use the metallics and neons, I can bring them out separate. So this is 48. This is set number 2. There's the 4 free slots. Here's what they look like, numbered 1 to 24 and 25 to 44. So I've used these all month and they are fantastic. I don't have to have the little circle Lazy Susans that I use, although I can set them out, you know, if we're doing something where somebody seems they would work better for them, I'm happy to bring them out because I do have 10 of those, but I use those. Like when I was doing the 12 feathers, I had all 12 sets of pencils set up in thirds of the pie, 3 sets per Lazy Susan, because I used 11 pencils per set. So what I have people do, if you're at all interested in these removable wing style cases, if you pick a color or a set of colors that you are using, I have everybody pick their colors with me, and we all reverse them so that they have them. Some people just let them sit by their hand. Other people keep them in the case. But the cool thing is, I noticed the last 2 classes that it's like, I tell people, you're not supposed to clean up. It's my job. You're here to color. I am here to guide you through your coloring and set up and clean up. But at the end of class, people just naturally, while we're talking and closing up, they put them all away. So the price for these, if you take, it's three sets per case, and I paid 13 or 13 something. It's a little over $4, so it's not quite as much as what I paid for mine, and it is definitely more expensive than the $2 a case. And then I still have that extra wing that I can do something with, and the extra zippered case. Even when I cut that wing out, I have 3 empty zipper cases that I can do stuff with. So one of the things I am doing is letting people check out supplies, and so those 3 cases I already figure I'm going to use. If anybody gets more than just a set of these pencils, I will grab one of those cases and I will put these pencils and an eraser and a sharpener. You know, the people who will want a loaner of these don't have any supplies, and I don't want them to feel like they have to get supplies if they don't know that this is the hobby for them. So that is the first thing. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, it's on Temu, and it's Marie's 168 removable pencil case. Removable something. I don't know what they call these things. Second thing was not something that I purchased. It was something that was donated to me by a community member. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it at the moment, but needless to say, somebody at the artisan market asked me if I took old pencils. I said, I will absolutely love to take old pencils so that people, I like to even get bad pencils so that I can have people feel what a bad pencil feels like compared to my praying class pencils. It's an eye-opener, I'll tell you. So she called me and said, I can't find the pencils. I found all my coloring books. I don't want them. Do you want them? And I ran and got them. So what's interesting is the type of coloring books that I have in my collection, they're all nature, animal, or people. They don't, 3 of them, I did dig, and I have 2 of the 3 of them sitting here, and I'll share them at the end. This stack of books are all a very specific style, which clearly, because I have not ever bought this style, it must not be my thing, right? And so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with them, but we will do a skim through. But the first one is a Walter Foster. I remember having a Drawing Horses by Walter Foster, being a coloring guy from way back in the day. So here is a very nice book that she had purchased, and it is going to be a great resource. I will let people check it out and borrow it and use it. And so it's going to be up. I have redone my organization of my coloring books from down in a cabinet, very hard to get out. They were in a pull-out giant, like a magazine holder. And then another set that I got from in the Facebook Marketplace, all of her coloring books came in a fabric cube. So these now are all in my actual cubes that I got from Washington State. I have, I think, 16 cubes altogether. More than 16 cubes, because I have a couple of odd-shaped ones. But 6 of them are up above my storage cabinets, and I'm going to do that as a separate video. And I will be sharing my entire crafty space at some point in parts, and part 1 will be me sharing the coloring books. So here are 10 coloring books, very specific styles. Only one book has one teeny tiny part colored in it, and I feel really bad for the person because she's just like, I'm too busy, I didn't have time to color. And I wonder if the style of these books, whether she purchased them or someone else purchased them for her, if they are just not the style of books for her, because they're not a book that I am drawn to at all. They even call them, they're very specific. I've done some research and reading in them, and I'll talk about this style of book as we go. The top one is one of my favorites. This is called a meditative art therapy book. It has a person's name, Poppy Appleby, and it is very detailed, very, and then look, there's a little tiny fish down there. So the patterns in this book are just so detailed. And it looks like it's computer generated, not AI perhaps. They are circa 2015. Love this jellyfish. I just could see fine liners or something. I don't know, if maybe a very hard fine tip pencil like the Orogitons might do a really nice job. The paper is double-sided, however, so you really aren't going to be able to do fine liners unless you want to sacrifice the other side. Love this koi goldfish scene. Love this seahorse. Here's just a really fun aquatic. There's a little fish in the middle there, but it's very artistic, kind of paisley almost. Here's a starfish that's somewhat mandala-like. Seashells, random seashells that might be nice to color and turn into some sort of a gift or a package. We even have turtles, and this is from 2015, so there are secret elements in this in the illustrations. Even tells you these are the 3 images that you will see hidden throughout. Oh, and then I realized this little fish, that's a page number. So part of the artwork includes a page number with a black fish. This is, let's make sure, this is, all the others were in 2015. So this is my favorite of the bunch. Maybe I will do a detailed walkthrough. I'll let you guys ping me if you think it would be interesting to do a walkthrough. There's this is a nice book because it has a lot of pre-colored images, which will give you inspiration. And I think Angel is an artist that still does coloring books. You can correct me if I am wrong, but I think that she, Angelia Van Dam, is from New Zealand. And here's all of these beautiful colored images, great for inspiration, tips and techniques and helpful hints. Even how to use pens for layering and blending. There's some pencils there. More samples. So I love that. And each of these pages have an actual complicated name, a number 1038. This artwork is number 1042. And she colored, evidently, these images. And there's even more pages of colored images. And here is the artwork. It, again, it looks more hand-drawn than computer generated. And we have the licensing, we have a more numbers, a little quote. They are decent. It's a little bit thicker paper than the Enchanted Ocean paper, and it goes page after page, and it is very nice. So I've pulled the ones. We'll see how many are out of order, but this is actually kind of Joanna Basford-esque, and very nice. So this would have been a good potential book to start with. Now we're moving on. It's not as detailed as Enchanted Ocean either, so I like that one a lot. All right, now, Relaxing Art Therapy for Adults, 46 prints. 2016. Coloring Creations, Life on Earth. This one starts to get so detailed that I would be completely intimidated. I am still completely intimidated, and I'm not fond of such heavy lines. There are, like this toucan, I love that toucan, but I just think it's awfully heavy and dark. This strange creature, not sure what it is, has heavy, medium, thin, heavy. Maybe it's supposed to be a bear and those are color areas. I'm not sure. We have quotes. I do love the little lizard. Quotes. We've got, let's see, the paper is very smooth. It's double-sided. Nope, not double-sided. That's supposed to be a squirrel, I think, but it's just really hard to tell it's a squirrel. And the birds, you can't really color in the individual bits. These squirrels, again, not the individual bits. So this is a style that isn't working for me. Especially that. That is not my thing. Yeah, what do you guys think of this style of book? It maybe has a couple of pages, but it would be totally intimidating to me as a new colorist. And I can't even tell what that is. I just don't know what that is. A bird? Maybe? Hippo? Elephants? So, that one, not really seeing it as relaxing art therapy. And it looks like it's hand-drawn. I do not think that's computer generated. Okay, what's this? Floral grown-up coloring book. Let's see. This is the one that's fairly easy, lots of repeat patterns, not bad for someone to start out with if they really like flowers and hearts. I could see that a beginning colorist could like this book. And it looks hand done. And it has perforated pages, only one-sided printing, and the paper is fairly thin and half smooth. It doesn't even have any of the copyright information in the front. Printed 2/16. So that's that one. Everyone Loves Coloring. I think this is the one. Here you go. This is the only book that this person colored. That. They made yellow. And that's all they did. But this whole book, Everyone Loves Coloring. It is patterns. It's for people who love coloring patterns. I do not like this book. Some people, I could see how it would be, like that's pretty, maybe mandala-esque, but I am not a repeat pattern coloring person. So maybe this, oh, there's feathers. We just colored feathers. I do like that page a lot. Looks hand done to me, not computer generated, and it 10/2015. Pull out your pencils, markers, or painters and get creative. All right. Okay, so this also is one of my favorites, and it is Millie Marotta. Color Me, Draw Me, 20% off. It is, doesn't have a date, made in Canada. Let's see what we have inside. We have 2014 is when this book was done. Again, the only thing we've seen colored was that one little swirl in a pattern. So this is detailed patterns. Very intimidating. I don't even know how I do understand how she never got started. But there are a lot of very nice images in this book. This is, I like it as much as I like that Sea Life one, and some of the imagery is so detailed. It would have to be like markers or glitter pens or something. And we do have double-sided imagery. Maybe I have to splice this to get any use out of it, because I will just struggle too much if I'm going to use pens in it. which I don't even own enough fine liners, I don't think, to do a whole project of the size that these are. There's the fox, he's cute. The fish. We've got moths, we have some phrases. This is very thick paper, but I still wouldn't do liquid on it because of the double-sided. I would want to do pencils, and then very, very detailed how to figure out how to color different areas of it. And a bunny and a turtle. So, do you know this artist? And because I do like her art. I like the way they show just some of the areas colored. Maybe that's how you tackle a detailed pattern image. The next one is Georgie Woolridge. I'm noticing that we've got flowers, patterns, and ocean, and we live in Florida here on the Space Coast, and so a lot of people like aquatic and tropical things. I love the very heavy cover and the vibrant colored, like that one Hello Angel where she colored a whole bunch. Now that actually is inspirational to me. Right off the bat, I see heavy lines and I see double-lined fish. So we've got Georgie and then more double-lined fish. This one has very large, this is actually even bigger. The size of this book is the biggest book I own, I believe. Bigger than even the Kirby Rosanna's, but this is bigger. Each page has, for the off side, it has a definition of the creature that is depicted on the right. And there's a turtle, and so you go through the whole book like that. Most of the pages are very colorable. This one is not a favorite. That would be just a pattern nightmare. So, very nice. So yeah, there's 3 of them in this bunch that I like. This is from March 2016. A pufferfish. And then this book. So this is an interesting story, just to show you that everybody is different. The coloring group looked at these books, and the Wednesday group. And one of the gals really liked this book. So she wanted to take it home and mull it over. And she likes it because it is definitely whimsical and hand-drawn and not perfect. And she really was drawn to it. So she's already looked through it and done whatever she was going to do with it and brought it back. And 2015... So there was a couple of images. She was either going to look it up to buy it, or I don't know if she copied any pages from it. As a rule, these are more for people to be inspired. I am only using in the class the free books, unless I choose. I have not decided yet if I'm going to open up my books that I know that I personally won't color in. I will happily, at that point, decide to let people check the books out or color with them in our coloring group sessions. She loves mandalas. She actually loves patterns, and it has a lot of Indian flavor to it, which I knew she was going to be drawn to, and she was. And so this has very thin paper. It is only one-sided, but you definitely would have to put layers. If you're in, I feel this paper is rough enough that it would probably bleed. Look at that. That is so detailed. You would absolutely have to use the finest fine liners ever to be able to color that. And even that, very, very detailed. That, very colorable. That's even very colorable. You can just totally see that this is hand-drawn. So, and that even looks like a wood block piece of art. That is the last book. And now, because I was curious, I pulled 2 of my pattern books. I think I have a third one. So I only own 1 mandala book, and the rest are all nature and people and fantasy and goth people and haunted houses and a couple of Christmas books. So this did come with the big pile of books that I got, where she did the Alice in Wonderland and the goth and that kind of thing. And this book was one of them, and I just want to share this because it is one of the books that I am so intrigued by, and yet it is the detailed patterns. And what I noticed on some of these detailed pattern books, I actually didn't point out, is they will say that the illustrations are reworkings of images drawn from. The other couple of them said Shutterstock. So somebody's doing graphic design, not hand drawing these. And that's what this type of book is, and I can totally tell that it's done by computer. But it is absolutely fantastic, and I'm intimidated by it. And someday, like, look at these horses, someday I'm going to get to the point in my coloring life that I will tackle one of these pages. And I like the way they colored this peacock, where bits and pieces of it are colored, but not the whole image. So that's probably how I'm going to tackle it. But look at the details on these bunnies. So this entire book is this way, and I thought that it was an outlier, but now I have a whole pile of books like this. So my coloring collection grew the day I picked these up. I won't count the Walter Foster as a coloring book. So I think I have 80 coloring books now, and I've probably purchased at full price maybe 8 of them. A big chunk of them might be new, but that's because they were gifts. The first chunk, the Dover books that I got from my sister-in-law. When I first started coloring, which was 2015 when these coloring books all were purchased. Love the rooster. I would love to figure out a way to turn these into art. Some kind of art projects, because they're just so fancy. Maybe use metallics. Love the chameleon, the bird, giant beetle, horned beetle. So that's my first pattern book. I thought I had 3, but now when I went up there. So this one is kind of misses the mark. This is an old 2 books in 1. Amazing Animals coloring book. No, there is a third one up there that's just really bad patterns. It's like tropical beach scenes, but they're all like random filled patterns that don't make any sense. This is a little more sensical. It even comes with some things colored in. This is a Dover publication, and it is, oh, and then the other, it's 2 books in 1, and you have to flip it to get to the other book. And I was trying to see what year it was printed in. 2015. So all of, so this book was one that I got in a different lot. But this pattern right here, not my thing. Look, somebody had some Post-its in it, or little markers. One-sided, thin paper. If you did want to use wet media, you would be using layers to protect what's behind it. And none of the art on this side is intriguing to me at all, but I still could see why some people would like, you know, this very stylized aristocratic cat, strange elephants. Yeah, very strange. I don't even know what that is. That's the aliens. I do like this crazy lizard. That's his eyes, or her eyes. Anyhow, again, not my style of book, but you know, I want to have styles for people to see who are coming to color so they can get ideas. And then these are all books that I think you can still get today. This side looks like it's a black background. It doesn't even say. Amazing Animals is all it says. Kind of woodblock looking. Anyhow, so these are my 2. There is a third one up there that is, again, the whole pattern style of book. Let me know what you guys think about pattern books. That is my coloring book haul for the month of November, and I have one last small order to go break into. This is my Cheap Joe's order. I bought some pencils. I think I told you guys that my dark sepia polychromos disappeared. As it stands, Phyllis from the coloring group, she bought one of my dark sepia pencils, because dark sepia is one of the most common colored and coloring pencils used for animals. So I don't know how I lost it. So we've got, everything is in bubble wrap. All I did was break open the seal. I have not opened it up. art stuff. They have an Asheville. Okay, Asheville, North Carolina is where I am going in March. That is very interesting. I might, if we're going to have a couple of days, and I might need to beg my friend Libby to take me there. I'm going there for a stamping crafting convention. Fall Wish book. And they had a 15% off sale, actually. So I bought some supplies that I need. Oh, and then I remember getting a nice sticker from them from my last order. I bought pan pastels from here for 25% off. And I also bought the Cretacolor Brilliance Metallics another time. So somehow all of my Mono Zero erasers have gone into hiding. I have found one, so now I'm back up to 3. So now I have 4. I have a bunch of refills, so this is for the coloring group, because they, to me, as I explain them to people, they are like a pencil to me. You hold them in your hand, you use them like a pencil, you erase as you go, so you always have some white. And I know that for a lot of people, coloring, it's a challenge for people to think about white as a color, so that's what I use these for. In this small container, what have I got? See, every month I say I'm not going to ever buy anything, and then I always end up with just a smattering of stuff. I finally got my India Ink Pitt Pen Big Blacks, 2 of them, and I can't wait to work on black backgrounds with them. And what do we got here? I did buy a couple extra polys. So here's my colors that I bought. Nougat is short. Here's Nougat. Nope, that's Beastry. Beaster, 179. Nougat, 178. Sky Blue, 146. Black, 199. And Dark Sepia, 175. I probably should have bought 2 of those. These are going right next to me here. I have one of the 7-drawer skinny pull drawer cabinets, and these go right in there waiting until they're needed, and then the Dark Sepia is going to go into my open tote. So we'll put that over there, and these are going to go right here. Then I bought probably a few more pens because I'm still working on golds and silvers. I've always wanted to have a liquid chrome mirror effect pen by Molito. 2 more Pitt Artist pens, 0.3 and fine 0.5. So super fine 0.3 and fine 0.5. My other pens are the Copic Multiliner. And then this is an acrylic white. 1 for all Molito. That always reminds me of a W, but it is not. It is an M. So there you go. That is the end of my shopping for the month of November. I still don't have anything in mind for December. Tomorrow will be the daily color. I'm not sure which of the 3 books we will be coloring in, but I did just finish 12 Feathers, so I'm probably going to pick one of the 2 bigger books. Let me know what you think of my purchases and my crazy pattern books that are overwhelming to me. Am I someday going to get to the point where I can just break down and dive into one of the pages in these books? Or am I going to be a chicken and keep working on the nice nature realism stuff type images that is what is my comfort zone? So do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing, and I will see you all again tomorrow.